Peace, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast. I appreciate you all for joining me for episode 2 of my mini podcast series about mediumship and how I live my life with these abilities and what I've done to develop them, master them, and things of that nature, okay? So I'm going to start off by a definition of medium. A definition of medium is basically someone who is sensitive to the vibrations of the spirit world and can communicate with the entities there, okay? And in vibrations, I mean, in a sense, everything in the seen and unseen universe operate at a different rate of vibrations, okay? So that's you, me, your past loved one, your dog, your mom, trees, plants, anything that's in nature, they all operate at a different vibrational rate, okay? So in the spirit world, they all operate in a different vibrational rate. But us as mediums, we can tap into that and we're able to communicate with the entities that are there in the spirit world, okay? So that's like ancestors, past loved ones, spirit guides, what have you. I'm not that knowledgeable on being able to just fully reach out to someone else's spirit guide. There's only been some times where someone else's spirit guide reached out to me to relay a message. But I don't know if you can particularly reach out to someone else's spirit guide, but I could be wrong. So there's 4 types of mediums, okay? Some people think that it's just one. No, it's just 4 types, okay? We're all different. So the first one would be clairvoyance, right? So you're able to hear, see, speak to spirits, okay? And some of them can also see auras. So see auras in humans and see auras in spirits, okay? A good example of a clairvoyance medium would be if you watch the movie Sixth Sense. So the child in Sixth Sense, he was a clairvoyance. He can see him, he can hear him, he can speak to him, and everything of that nature. But in the movie, it started off to make it seem like these spirits were very evil to him and very mean. That's because he was a young age, right? And he just didn't understand what was happening. And the spirits, not all of them, some of them were mean, but not all of them were. Some of them just wanted help. And they are very, very emotional, very, very dramatic, okay? That's just how they operate. Okay, so they're not always trying to scare you. Sometimes they just need help and they're very dramatic about that help, okay? So remember in the movie, towards the end, I believe, of the movie, it was a little girl who passed away and he went to the funeral and he seen the little girl at the funeral and he was so scared. They closed the door and closed his eyes and then he would calm down and she was still sitting there and he asked her, what do you need? What do you need help with? And she calmly asked him, that she needs help. And then he started to realize that these spirits are not always mean to him, that they're just dramatic, okay? So that's one example of a clairvoyance. Another one would be Whoopi Goldberg off of Ghost. I believe the movie is Ghost. And she was able to hear and speak to the spirit, but she wasn't able to see him, okay? And she was able to also lend her vessel to other spirits so they can use her vessel to speak to their loved ones, right? And that is very, very dangerous. I know some mediums would do that. I say dangerous because it will completely drain you, because you're basically like pushing your own spirit away and saying, here, take over my vessel for this time being so you can do what you want to do. It's not a permanent thing. You can always take it back. Just like if you watch the movie, she was able to drive out that one spirit because he jumped in without her permission, right? And so she was able to drive him out. So if you're a medium out there and that's something you would want to do, it takes a long time, a long practice, okay? That's very, very difficult to do. It's not easy, okay? But there's a lot of mediums out there who spent years doing it and they're okay. I don't particularly like it, but to his own. The next one is called clairaudience, okay? Clairaudience is basically you can hear voices from the spirit world, like sounds, proper names, words or phrases. you'll basically get these information from a spirit, and you will hear it. You can't hear the spirit actually speak to you, like give you full sentences, or you can't speak to them. You can't see them. You would just hear these different things in your head, and you would know exactly who to give this phrase or tones to, okay? Next one is clairsentience. I really like this one. I really like this one. It's basically like a really deep, overwhelming gut feeling that you get. And how you get it is a spirit, like I told you, they're very emotional, and they will project basically their emotion onto you. So let's just say a spirit needed to tell their living loved one something. They will project this need to do this specific thing, right? And that person, that medium, will feel in their gut, they will feel like, I need to tell this person this. I need to tell them. I just can't operate without telling them. That's because that's the spirit doing that to the medium, right? The reason why I say I like that is because it just shows some sense of emotion even with the spirit. Like, just because they're past doesn't mean they don't have emotions. Just because they're past doesn't mean they don't have feelings. They still get sad. They still feel overwhelmed. They get angry. They feel happy. They feel a lot of these emotions, right? So it's good to feel those things as well. So I like that. So the last one would be clairaugustine. Okay, this is a different type of one. I like this one as well, just because it can give people a lot of closure and make people feel really good. So this is the physical sense of both smell and taste. And basically, this only happens during a seance. So a sitter, which would be basically you, will reach out to a medium and say, I want to contact my late husband and my late wife. And this particular medium can't speak or hear them or anything of that nature, but they can taste and smell different things about that person. Okay, let's just say your husband or your wife passed away and they smoked cigarettes. That particular medium will reach out to the spirit world and automatically start smelling a certain type of cigarette, right? And they would tell that person, I smell menthol cigarette smoke. And that person will automatically know that has to be my husband, it has to be my wife, because they always smoked in the living life. Or if your husband or wife loved to bake chocolate chip cookies when they were alive, which I really love chocolate chip cookies, they would say, I taste chocolate chip cookies. And that person will automatically know that that's my wife or husband. And that makes them feel really, really good, because it's like, it makes them feel that they're not alone and that person did not fully leave them, right? It's because our energy can never be destroyed, okay? Only the flesh can be destroyed. So the flesh that we're living in right now has to go back to the earth. But our spirit will live on to the next life, okay? It will never, ever die. You can never destroy energy. Can never do it, okay? So that is a good representation of clairaugustine. So let's go back to clairvoyance, okay? So I am a clairvoyance medium. I'm able to hear, speak, and see spirits. I cannot see auras, though. Cannot see auras in other people. I can't see auras of spirits. That's just not my ability. And how it started when I was 5, it didn't start off with just me automatically seeing these things. It actually started off as me hearing different tones, okay? And then over time, I started to hear voices in the distance, like they were trying to speak to me from far away, like in the next house or down the street, but I can hear them. And then I started to see like images that were just very, very blurry. And then those images became clear, and then I was able to see physical forms of these spirits. And then I was able to speak to them, okay? So that's how it started for me. And for, over the time of my years, it just became more and more clear. I really denied my gifts for a while. For a long time, I denied my gifts. I act like they didn't exist. I, just ignore them for a long time. I would be like out somewhere and I would see a spirit and I would turn my head and act like I don't see him. Like, nope. And, or a spirit will walk up to me to try to get me to relay a message to someone. And I'll be like, la, 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 la. I don't hear you. Like, because I didn't want to have the ability. I didn't want to have these gifts. I just thought that, this is not a gift. This is a curse. I don't want this. I didn't ask for this. But, and over time I realized, everyone is here to serve something on this planet. While you're here living, you're here to serve in some type of way. And just my ability is to be able to serve in this plane and also in the spirit world. So that's just my gift. And I'm happy that I was appointed these gifts. And so my journey is to keep honing my gifts, keep trying to master them. Because I have other gifts as well, which I will go into in another episode. And just one of them would be a medium empath. So not only would I see or feel these entities, I will also feel their emotions and how they're feeling without them expressing it to me. I will automatically feel it. So I want to give you an example on that. So let's just say I reached out to someone because in a video they posted, I can feel a presence near them in the video. Okay. Now I can't physically see in the video that entity in the video, but I can feel that entity in the video, right? And then an image of what that entity can look like or would look like or is looking like when they were alive. That image will pop in my head, right? It would just automatically know. And also the emotion of how and what that entity was feeling at that time will pop in my head and pop onto me like it is. It will make me feel like it is my emotion, even though it's not, right? So I would automatically know how that entity is feeling. And then, of course, I would relay that to the person. I would tell them, hey, this person in blah, blah, blah is very proud of you type of thing, and it's just something that I have to do. And, me hearing that person's gratitude and, making them feel great makes me feel good. So it makes me feel like, mission accomplished type of thing, right? So that's one of my gifts. But the other one of my gifts, I'm definitely going to get into an episode on that and deep dive into those. And if you have any of those abilities that I mentioned, especially if you're any of those 4 types of mediums, listen, leave me a message on here. I'm pretty sure you can leave a message on Spotify or send me an email. And I would love to get you on a show, get you on an episode. We can talk about your experiences, how you navigate through your life, things of that nature. The next episodes, I definitely will cover my experiences, what I've done to help other people out with their abilities, what boundaries I put up, especially in your home. That's the biggest thing. My biggest thing is my home life. I want my home to be protected at all times. So if you're a medium, like I told you before, entities don't have a sense of personal space or anything like that. So until you put up these boundaries or set these boundaries, they don't care. They will come into your home without asking you. They would just walk in and like, hey, how you doing? I need your help. And they'll bother you, and you putting up these boundaries is essential. Okay. So follow me through this journey and we're going to get through it together. Okay. Because you're not crazy. You have a beautiful gift. All right. So again, guys, thanks for joining my podcast. This is the end of it. Until next time. Peace.